Good day everybody, Sebastian Keynes here with another Dragonheir Silent Gods presentation. Today, I'm just going to be covering some news regarding the global launch, and I'll also give you a brief preview of the Season 1, as I've seen it here in the test server, and we'll also show you some summons that we were able to do in the test server and give you just a highlight of what we were able to get from those 500 summons. For those of you wondering how exactly things are going to work for the global launch, here is how SGRA has informed the content creators as to how things will be split, and when some of us will have early access, and then when you can actually participate in the global access servers. So if you're a traveler that participated in Season 0, you will have early access to the servers Chaos Clip Sidra 1. That will open up on September 16 around 2 a.m. UTC plus 0 time. And only the players that participated in Season 0 will have access to this server. So keep that in mind, that if you do join that server, you will only be joining with beta players. If you are a traveler participating in Season 0 or a new traveler for Season 1, the first two servers that will be available on September 19 at 0005 UTC plus 0 will be Interplanar 1 and Interplanar 2. So if you see those two servers as an option, those are the global launch servers. You will see possibly beta players in there along with new travelers. New travelers will also get an opportunity to pre-download the game client on September 18, and you can start at least the tutorial of the game, and you can customize your character, but you won't be officially able to play the game until global launch on September 19. And those servers that may be available, they're listed Chaos Clip Sidra 2, but there are other servers that are going to be available if needed for this pre-download period. Also, don't forget that we still do have the Outer Horn event going on right now that will end at the last minute of September 17. There are 6 legendaries that are available through the Horn. We were told about this, or I found out about this after I recorded the first video that you'll see in the playlist for Dragonheir Silent Gods regarding this event. But there are still good legendaries in Biome Frey, Hakadir, Ripika, Sagomir, Talwar, and Felicity. Out of this 6, at least for my account, the one that would want the most will be Felicity, given that I have a good roster when it comes to the fire affinity. But Ripika is a bruiser. Hakadir is a good unit when it comes to teaming up with your frost damage dealers. Talwar has debuffs that are applicable or needed for some of the bosses in the game. And Biome Frey is not someone that I have had a chance to play around with too much with, but I know that he was one of the legendaries that was considered to be underperforming, but I hope that this season the rest of the lightning affinity heroes that were added to the roster actually are able to elevate his gameplay. All right, so I have some turns still left on my Outer World Horn event, so we'll take an opportunity here to see what we get. You can't write this. I think they knew that I was recording. You can't write this. And I got a replicas from the Horn. Look at that. And I just had clicked 3 random ones. And so it is possible for you to get a legendary out of this event. So go get it. Go get it if you still have some time remaining. We'll do some more here. Now, for my account, it's fine. I like replicas. I can use him as a bruiser in a necrosis affinity. And for me, he will be an inspiration, so I'll get some extra stats for him. So that, and then let me see if I have any of these oils. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's do another one. And we get a 15. We get an epic. This was a good round. Okay, so this here is Lola. I do not have Lola on my main account. If I would not have summoned the legendary, she would have been my selection. She is a very good epic when it comes to the lightning affinity for her silence, and because she can do some damage and she can CC the enemy. So those were two amazing summons right here, and I'm not gonna give up the opportunity to claim a legendary. So there's my selection for now, and if we don't get any of the other 5, he is going to be the one that I'll be looking to unlock in my account when I reach level 5. So here I am in the test server, and I have been actually have been fortunate enough to unlock some of the first stages of the open world, which are very similar to that of what we encounter in beta. The first part will be unlocking all the dungeons, and you'll get your goblin, your domains that you're gonna need, the crystals to rank up your champions, the goblin life for XP, and of course I've already had the opportunity to unlock one of the dungeons, Grave of Curse. So if you're a beta player, you're going to be familiar with this. This is the first part. You're going to need to unlock all the dungeons, and then the temporal vortex, of course, and then of course the rest of the world will open up as you start moving around and unlocking the rest of the map. We also had the opportunity to do 500 summons here in the server to unlock some of the heroes to try to test out. You will see when you log in for the first season that there were several events that we were given the preview to, and at least in 2 of those I saw the banner where you can select a hero, the hero that you most likely would like to get. It is referred to as a bless hero, and so they increased the odds for you to get that legendary. Of course, I think in one of the events, it took me 4 shots to actually then summon the legendary that I was looking for. But if I read the notes correctly, it said that once you summon one legendary and it's not the blessed hero, you start increasing your odds that the next one will eventually be the blessed hero. There was also the event where you're going to get the opportunity to do 80 summons, and then at the 80th summon, you're guaranteed a legendary. So those are things that you can look forward to if you are a spender. If you were in the beta and you saved your resources and you save most of your worm marrow, you can then convert this into Hillelite dice, and you can try to go for the 80 if you can manage it. And you'll also get some Starlight Hillelite dice where you can then use them to summon the epics and rares and start increasing your roster there. Instead of showing you all 500 summons, I'm just going to edit it and just show you the highlights. And then at the end, we'll discuss some of the heroes that I was able to summon. I believe at this time you probably have had the opportunity to watch how the content creators cover some of the heroes that have been added to the roster for season 1. So I'm not going to go over each one of them, but I can tell you, at least from what I have been able to test so far on the ones that I have summoned here, we have Jorn, and Jorn is actually been really interesting when it comes to providing some protection. He does do some fire damage, but he is just there eventually to his main part of his kit right now is dispelling all of the enemy's debuffs, which are essential in some of the dungeons, especially when they get attack up or any other buff that you may want to strip from them. And he also has an attack penalty, so at least in that regard, he seems to be a good one. The other one that I've been kind of looking as Casper. Casper, he increases the ally attack by 20% in all battles. So he has actually been teaming up very well with wild heroes, and I've been teaming up with Felicity just to test that out. But when it comes to the wild heroes, we have Tonananan that can do some damage, at least in the here in the epics. She can do some damage, but another one that I've actually been kind of very intrigued with, even though his aura is only for arena, has been Karaman. This is a very good epics, and he can do some damage, and especially if his he has a wild check and gets his attack and speed up. He has been doing some impressive damage. So as soon as I can get into 100, he's going to certainly be one that I can test in more thoroughly here on the test server. And then hopefully at some point I can summon Flora, because she is very good when it comes to wild teams. So I'm looking forward to that. I will say though, if you're in the Outer World Horde event and somebody tells you that Horus is a good defender, I will agree with them, but don't pick him as your hero, because you'll get him as a login on day 3. So one of the legendary heroes that I was able to summon for the Frost Affinity was Lucian. He is new. He was added for season 1. And one of the things that I'm intrigued about him is because you cannot affect the ultimate energy reduction effects unleashed by the enemy, which actually makes him a good candidate for arena, and his aura speaks to that. And why is he good? Because he actually counters a champion like Isibra here, that she was used a lot in defense to just essentially reduce your ultimate energy and not give you an opportunity to use your ultimate. So if you were able to team her up with tanks and healers, and you would just be completely locked out, you really didn't have a chance to bring people down at the upper tiers of arena. When it comes to the necrosis affinity, one legendary that I'm really intrigued by is Galandi. And the reason for that is that she's also a gladiator arena specialist. But one of the things that just looks so annoying about her kit is that she will put charm on you, she will stun you, and then she has an attack penalty. And she is one of the legendaries for this affinity that finally was added that can dispel debuffs and heal. So I think that she actually is going to round up this affinity very well. So if you summon her, I think you're going to have a good opportunity to put things together when it comes to building for city trials. And so will Stella. She is the epic version. She can heal an ally, and she can give you debuff immunity. So I think that these two were very needed for this affinity. And looking at the Radiance heroes that I summoned, I was able to at least summon in this account Celia. So I am looking forward to testing her just for my own curiosity. But one of the new heroes that was added is Telender. He can increase attack in the dungeon battles, which is big. But one of the things is that in his kit, there's already built enemy ignoring enemy defense. He is a rally hero. So that is something that I'm gonna be willing to give him a world and put him together in the rally team and see how well he can do in that regard. But there are some good epics that were added here in the Radiance. One of them, if you get an opportunity, is Catherine. Catherine actually has what used to be Hexandra's old skin that just, instead of green now, is gold. But as you can see here, she is a healer and she provides debuff immunity and she has defense up. So another great addition to the Radiant Affinity. For the lightning, of course, if you are able to summon Tamar, congratulations. She's very annoying. She can hit. They also added Terrible. Terrible has an attack speed up. He has he deals lightning damage, of course. But one of the things that his kit has is that his damage ignores immortality. This is going to be big for arena offenses. Why? Because a lot of the big time arena PvP players like to use Ergander for arena defense as the main tank. He has immortality, so it was really hard to kill him. And in a way, SGRA just added the counter to that in Terrible. So if you have, if you are going to be a spender in this game and you get him, definitely he's going to help you deal with the Ergander comps in upper tier. When it comes to the poison heroes, I didn't really get a lot of legendaries to test. We did get Vekana added to the count, so I'm going to be curious to see what he can do in terms of inflicting poison. I think that the new heroes that were added were primarily here, and for this affinity are heroes that are capable of actually stacking poisons on you. So there were actually two here that I get intrigued by that I'm going to be looking at. And one of them is Shink, because Shink can actually inflict and stack poisons on you. But there's also this other epic hero that was added, Halas. Halas has enlightenment as an aura for all battles. But one of the things that he can do is that any time he hits with his ultimate, he hits an enemy, he can actually explode those poisons. So that is something that I'm looking forward to testing with, because you can team him up with several epics here that can apply poisons, and if you can pull some of the legendaries to do that as well, you can team them up. And if you have Colas, you can actually try to time it so the poison stack and then you can explode them. So that's has been a preview so far of what you can look forward to in global launch. Remember, your official global launch is September 19th, so if you're a new traveler, pick up the game by then. Look for Interplanar, a Fountain, Interplanar 1 or 2 servers. Those are going to be the starting ones, and go from there and explore the world. And I hope that you thoroughly enjoy your venture in Dragonheir Silent God Season 1. For the beta users and those that I became familiar with during the beta season, my main account will be starting in Fountain Interplanar 1. I am talking with another content creator right now about forming a guild when that option is available to us, and so we'll probably be recruiting from there. I would like to thank you all for tuning in and watching. I will see you next time on another Dragonheir Silent Guides presentation.